Hey guys, this is Paul Singh, the market speculator from BullsonWallStreet.com, and today I'm going to go over the last four completed trades I've got in October here. I've got a number of positions, and actually two of the positions are my biggest wins right now, but they're partial profits, so they're not completed yet, and that's the Google and Amazon trade. If you've been following me since August, you know all about these trades. We held through the sell-off, took partial profits yesterday and the day before, and actually those two trades combined, actually each are bigger wins than the four trades here combined. But we'll go over the four trades here that are completed. Again, I've been trading more conservatively since that August 24th sell-off, and that's part of what you have to do as a trader. You have to know when to hit the brakes and when to put your foot on the gas. If we go over SPY real quick here, if we hold, things are looking pretty good now. If we can ramp up here and get past this gap here at around 204, that is where I'm going to get a lot more aggressive, and I think we could get a trend developing if we break this level here, and we could get a run to these highs and then maybe even break out. So that's when we'll get more aggressive, but you can still make some good trades during a market like this, and that's what we've done here. So there's four trades, 3 wins, 1 loss. The average win has been around, I would say, $1,200, and the 1 loss was $600. So that's exactly the kind of reward to risk you want, especially in a market like this. So let's get to it. The most recent one, EWZ here. So I like the BRIC countries a lot, and the BRIC countries would be Brazil, China, India, and Russia. We had a nice little run here off a bottoming formation. I still like the setup, and I want to play this to the long side now on a breakout of the 50-day moving average, but it was really extended with this run here from 20 to 24, and I decided here to go short. It was basically right in here when it was testing that 50-day. I didn't think it was going to break through on that first try when it was this extended. You see, we had these extreme stochastic levels. Now, my target is not as aggressive as it normally would be. So I was short up here, and normally I would have a target down here around 20, going for a really big win. But because I am bullish on this, and this is kind of a trend within a trend kind of play where we're still bullish, it's kind of uptrending off a bottom here, but we're going to play this pullback. So I played it to about the gap fill here, and we just closed this one out. Entry was at 24.37. Exit covered the short at 23.17. Now, normally I would use an inverse ETF on something like this, but I don't think the inverse ETF, the leveraged inverse, exists anymore for Brazil here, and they still have the long one, which I trade all the time, but not the short one. So I had to short EWZ here, and that was good for a $1,200 gain, 1,000 shares. Let's look at the next one, India. These are all very different setups. So that was kind of an extended short setup. And here with India, we had that same bottoming formation. Now, this was another BRIC country, and we played it off the breakout here. When it broke out, we had this kind of bottoming formation here, and when it broke through the trend, this was a pure breakout play. Usually, a lot of times I like to wait for pullbacks, but I liked the breakout here. So we entered on the breakout, and the entry here was 14.50, and I was really playing a quick bounce. Now, normally on something like this, I'd be looking for a trend kind of play and maybe go up to one of these open gaps here. Decided not to do that, and we got out pretty quick here at 15.94 for a 14,000 shares. $1,440 gain here, and it's been consolidating now, and I've been actually looking for an entry here. Again, I like the BRIC countries, and there's all these open gaps here that can fill, so I may re-enter here at any time. But again, this was kind of a breakout here off a bottom formation, and we just played the quick bounce. Now, another short, AMBA. This was back on October 7th. Was the entry here. So let's pull this out here. And I've actually been in my more aggressive account, been shorting AMBA off this double top here. We got this kind of second thrust short move here. This is basically, the stock has broken down. It was a runner here for a momentum stock that has completely broken down. There's actually still a lot of room to the downside if we pull it out here. This could run all the way down to the upper 20s, and we're at 56. So don't think because it's gone from 130 down to 56, it's not a good short setup. I'm still looking to short it again. But let's get to the trade that I took now. Now we'll zoom in here. So remember, this is already a downtrending stock. And I was basically playing that first breakdown of the 200-day moving average. So think about it in terms of here, where you had that topping formation, breaks the 50, bounced off the 200, and now has failed the 200. And we got in right on, well, actually, I had traded this here earlier, but this one was now, it's already broke the 200-day, and this was kind of a dead cat bounce play. And we entered up here on the 7th at 61.60. My initial target was actually right at the bottom of this range around 54, but it broke down so fast that I decided to get out at 56.94. So my entry was at 61.60, exited at 56.90. Now it got into the 55s, but hasn't hit my initial target yet, and I still like this. And maybe this is a breakdown play here. Anybody looking for a short setup, if it breaks this 54.80 level, that's a really good short. And then that next thrust down is in play, and you could even do kind of a pre-breakdown kind of setup right here. And it's been on our focus list every day, actually since I got out. I could have stuck with it, but this one was a 250 shares. It was a half-size position, and to go over it, my full-size positions are usually between 20 and 30,000, and my half-size positions are around 15,000. So INDL was only a half-size position, but we still got a $1,440 gain out of that. AMBA was also a half-size position, so 61.60, 250 shares, and that was $1,165 gain. And now the loss, Tesla. Now 262 on September 16th was actually the entry here, and you can see what I was playing here. My chart is still up here. This looked to me like a bottoming formation, kind of a inverse head and shoulders pattern where you got the shoulder, the breakdown, and this was the August 24th sell-off. You've got this formation here, and then a remount. And those of you who follow me know I love stocks that have broken down and then remount and start that trend again. And it really looked like Tesla was going to do that. It did not. So I got in here at 262. I was so bullish on it, I didn't even wait for a pullback. It was only a half-size position, so 50 shares, $260 stock. So that's still a significant amount. I think that came out to around 20. You guys can do the math. It's between $15,000 and $20,000 position. But I entered at the top here. I didn't even wait for a pullback, and my thinking was, if it pulls back, maybe I'll make it a full-size position. I never did do that, and this consolidation looked nice, and I thought it would run up. And I had an aggressive target here. I was looking at 300, and it broke down. Still, I would trade this again. This works. At least over 50% of the time. And if you're managing your risk well, you're going to come out winning. And that's what we did here. So we managed our risk really well here. Only a $634 loss when it broke down. We got out at 249 right around October 1st. So actually, it was the day before. So September 30th at 249.40. So $600 loss. And so basically, the average win was around $1,300. The average loss, well, only one loss, 3 wins. It's small sample size, but we haven't had a lot of trades that have closed out. Now I'm still in a number of positions here, but anyway, we're getting 2 to 1 here, which is perfect. And between the 4 trades we have in October, we'll count September 30th as October. I just wanted to show you guys a loss and how we manage risk reward. So I'm not afraid of the losses. Anybody who knows me, I don't care if I have a 45% win rate, as long as I'm getting that 2, 3, 4 to 1, which we're doing here. So between the 4 trades, $3,171 gain. And let me quickly show you guys the positions I'm in right now. You guys know Amazon here, and each of these were so far are $2,000 to $3,000 wins each between Amazon and Google. Took partial profits right under 700. Now it's pulled back. I've got my stop moved up to about 660 here, and Amazon same thing. We took profits at about 566. Now it's pulled back, and we've got our stop back up significantly over the entry, around 550. Entry was at 525. So those are going to be end up each being, I think, between $3,000 and $4,000 wins. So those are some big winners. It was tough holding through the August 24th sell-off, but they've paid off here. Now, recent entries, I am in Baidu here. Like I said, I love the BRIC countries right now, so I'm trading a BRIC stock here. That's a China stock. And I'm playing the remount here, a bottoming formation. Let's pull it out here. You can see that kind of head and shoulders, almost kind of bottoming formation. Not the best volume pattern, but I do like China. So playing Baidu on the remount. Also enter Twitter recently. This was last Friday. You can see the arrow here that goes with this. Basically played the breakout here, kind of a pre-top of the range breakout. And again, this is when I'm not waiting for a pullback. And I talked about the possibility of it consolidating because it did break out here, but I'd like to see it base a little bit and then break out and hit our gap target there, and that's the initial target. I'd probably take partials there. Cyber, I'm short. I've been in this for a while. Entry was, I don't remember the exact entry. It was around 51 or 52, somewhere in there. We're at 49.52, so it is working for us, and it is failing at the 50-day here. And the first target is this open gap here at about 47.50. And one more position, USO, oil here. Tomorrow's do or die for us here. So it's pulled back to the 50-day moving average. There's a big OPEC announcement tomorrow. If it goes our way, we're going to get a huge move probably. If it doesn't, we will get stopped out. And I'm using the triple leveraged UWTI for that position here. So those are the positions I'm in, and those are the last 4 complete trades that I've taken. And I'll update you guys when I've completed the rest of these trades, once Amazon and Google are finished, and when the rest of these trades get completed. Now, if you want to take a free trial to the trade report, and I don't have the site up here, but you can go to BullsonWallStreet.com, go to part-time trader, and you can get a 14-day free trial. You'll get a daily video where I go over my focus list, the current plan, the stocks that we're in, and then usually there's an intraday report, video report, and some notes, and any trade alerts. So all these trades members were alerted to, both exits and entries. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later.